So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we do when it's not ready for substitution? I don't have one of the variables all by itself in either of my two equations. What do? Well, I get one of them by itself. So which one? We have lots of choices. I could get this x, this y, this x, or this y all by itself. Take your pick. Well, let's think about what would be easy. Would it be easy to get this 3 or this x by itself? I'd have to subtract a y. Then I would have to divide by 3. I'd have a messy fraction. I could do it, but it's not real easy. How about getting this y by itself? One step, subtract the 3x over, y is by itself. What about these? This x, well, I could subtract the y, but I'd have to negative to get rid of. I'd have to divide everything by -1, 2 steps. How about this y? Well, one step, I have it. So, this y or this y, easy to get by themselves. Take your pick. I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to add x to both sides. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Oh well. Y equals x plus 3. I'm going to now substitute that in for. Do I put it for the y or the x? The y. 3x plus, instead of y, I'm putting x plus 3 there. The parentheses don't really do anything this time. So plus x and plus 3. That's 4x plus 3 equals -1. Now, subtract 3. 4x equals -4. Divide by 4. X equals -1. I have half of my solution. I know the x is -1. Plug it in. There's my other point. There is your solution. So, if it's not set up for substitution, is it easy to get one of them by itself? Pick the easiest, substitute, and go. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, one for you to try on your own. 3x minus 2y equals 3. X minus 2y equals 7. Find the solution. Figure out which one's easiest to get by itself, plug it in. Pause the video, do that now while I pause and get rid of the hiccups. Alright, I hope my hiccups are gone and I hope you have the solution. So your first thing you had to decide was which equation should you get one of the variables by itself. So you could choose this x, but you'd have to add 2y and then divide by 3, 2 steps, plus fractions. This y, you would have to subtract 3x and then divide by -2, more fractions. This x, add 2y, all by itself. That's the one I'm doing. Going to add 2y. X equals 2y plus 7. I'm going to now substitute that into the other equation. Make sure with the substitution method, you always substitute it into the other equation. If you put it back into this one, you're going to get 0 equals 0. No good. So here we go. Putting it in for the x. Remember the parentheses. So instead of the x, I'm putting 2. They weren't gone. 2y plus 7 in. Distributing 6y plus 21 Y's will combine nicely. 4y plus 21 equals 3. Subtract 21 from both sides. And we get 4y equals negative 18. Divide by 4. Y equals negative 4 1/2. Interesting. There's half of my answer. Now what do? To get the rest, I plug that in. So the x will equal 2 times the negative 4 1/2 plus 7. Negative 4 1/2 times 2 is negative 9. Negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2. There is your solution. Oops, it was off the screen. You didn't tell me. Okay, now I'm thinking I better check that answer and make sure it's right. I have a fraction. We haven't had one of them for a while. Let's check. 3 times the, going back to my original, times the negative 2 minus 2, and the y was negative 4 1/2. Do I get, that's the question, 3, negative 6, this will be plus 9, that's 3. It is a solution to this equation. What about the other one? Going back to the original, the x is negative 2 minus 2 times the y is negative 4 1/2. Do I get 7? Negative 2, that becomes plus, that is 9, and that is 7. It is indeed the solution. We're good. See you next video.